So our semifinal match here between the 2 and 3 seed team of Grace, Durward, and Decandio. They started the day near the top of the standings and held first place for once we got into the later rounds. Opponents Joshua Taylor, Michael Derczo, and Matt Tumavitch had to fight for that win in, but got the 2 seed as a result. So we started here, Tumavitch with Green Red Aggro. Will be one of his two drops is going to be Merfolk Branchwalker starting out. Shows Rekindling Phoenix on top. He'll take that and the 1/1 counter.
That's a scary one. Rekindling Phoenix does require specific answers. You have to either use 2 removal spells or get it with a Vraska's Contempt.
Decandio just 2 lands. We see here Earthshaker Kenra. Matt's going to try a swing in for 5. That should get a removal spell out of Brennan. See, looks like he has a lot of them available. He'll choose a Braid, taking down the Branchwalker, takes 2 off the Kenra and drops to 18.
And there were some concerns with Brendan's hand here. He had neither a 3rd land nor a blue source, but drew Ether Hub.
Yeah, so the hub, he does have to spend the blue mana to cast Virtuoso. He has 3 for the Thopter. But you're right, he has no more lands set aside. If he needs blue mana in a pinch, he has both another Virtuoso and a Harness Lightning in hand. As Tumavitch plays the Rekindled Phoenix and just passes. Draw for Decandio Magma Spray. So his hand looks like Magma Spray, Harness Lightning. He's got some removal, but he doesn't have a way to chain up the curve to that late game yet.
He does have access to cards that with the 3 mana he can use to 2 for 1 himself and get rid of the Phoenix permanently. So at least he has that available. He could also set it up to do something like Harness Lightning the Phoenix during Matt's turn, Magma Spray the Kenra, and then Lightning the Elemental token that the Phoenix leaves behind so they can't fetch the Phoenix again. Back on his own turn.
Struggle to Survive is the play from Matt Tumavitch.
This is a funky one.
Yeah. It seems this is mostly a Doomblade for 3 mana. Which deals damage equal to the number of lands you control the target creature. That part's not bad. It does have Aftermath.
The Survive ability causes both players to shuffle their graveyards into their library for green and 1. Generally, that's going to be available for things like the God's Pharaoh's Gifts deck.
Sure. Gives him a little bit of extra work there.
Right. It has some impact against the Scarab God, though it's not great.
Yes, that'll take care of the creature. A swing in of both from Tumavitch. Brennan can put the Thopter in front of the Kenra, though that'll set up the possibility of eternalizing it next turn.
Yeah, you kind of expect that one to get Magma Sprayed.
That'd be pretty clean, and Magma Spray will take care of the Kenra. Fatal Push will take care of the Phoenix. It's in the graveyard. Here's the egg. Now, if Brennan gets the egg before it's gone, then the Phoenix will actually be taken care of.
Imagine that we're going to see Harness Lightning on that Elemental. But we're sure as heck going to find the right token before we kill it. There we go. There we go.
There's the, all right. On tap. So Brennan actually missing lands, but he has so much removal that he might actually just be able to run Matt out of cards.
Yeah, Brennan is just really ahead on cards in hand.
Yeah. Now Matt has some recovery here. You know, could find, I suppose, another Rekindling Phoenix or a Jade Light Ranger, something like that can help him out. Right now his hand's Magma Spray and a Braid, so he just can't punish Brennan. And as soon as Brennan starts hitting those lands, he's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, Tumavitch could kill this Thopter token, though there's no pressing need to do that.
Now, here's another Whirler Virtuoso. Trigger on the stack, it'll get hit by a Braid, so he can't actually make another Thopter off it. It's good timing by Tumavitch. Sheltered Thicket, he'll trade that for a new card, cycle it away for 2. Verdurous Gearhulk, that's definitely an improvement.
Yes, he would have wished he could have drawn that this turn, as Brennan was tapped out of Harness Lightning.
Legacy Classic player.
Swing for 1 from Brennan. He's got Supreme Will.
Active player, finish your
And he's actually going to just make another Whirler Virtuoso. That brings him up to 6 energy.
He's going to be using a lot of that to deal with this Gearhulk.
This 8/8. He'll cast it. All 4 counters on itself, says go. Now with Harness Lightning, Brennan can take care of it. Draws Fetid Pools. That's a land.
No real way you can pass on this play.
No. 2 more Harness Lightnings in Brennan's hand. He'll swing for 1 with the Thopter, put Matt down to 15.
Brennan has elected to leave up Supreme Will, likely deciding that he can't really beat another Haymaker on this turn unless he leaves that up.
How about Glorybringer? That's a Haymaker.
Yeah, assuming the plan is Will here, this is kind of paying off.
Yeah, he can cast the Supreme Will, take counters Glorybringer. He's going to take a big hit down to 9. Draws Swamp. Can't do that one again, but if he can chain his way up to this Torrential Gearhulk in his hand, I think it's going to pay off.
Yes. It has exactly enough energy to harness Lightning the Gearhulk.
But Glorybringer's here. He does not have enough energy to harness Lightning both creatures. He does have 2 Lightnings, but that's 11 energy between the 2, and he needs to deal 12.
This is a tough spot.
Yeah. Matt has done a great job of drawing that high end before Brennan could recover. We'll see just how this plays out.
If he takes the Gearhulk hit this turn, that puts him down to 1. Gotta figure that that's going to take a higher priority than dealing with a Glorybringer.
So Harness Lightning, spend all the energy, take care of the 8/8. Now, the Glorybringer was exerted to kill Whirler Virtuoso. Brennan goes to 5. I'm not sure. I think Brennan's actually pretty happy to see that happen.
Right. He has more time to deal with it now. And he found the 6th land. It's Drowned Catacombs.
And it's untapped.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
Hits Matt.
Brennan's going to pass here, leaving up the option to go for that Supreme Will if there's some other kind of Haymaker.
And that last hit, Brennan was actually at 10, so 6 is the correct life total here.
And Tumavitch is at 12. There's been a lot of chip shots from these Thopters, so this Gearhulk does close pretty quickly.
Yeah. There is that Aftermath Survive in Tumavitch's graveyard. I think he's going to cast it. That'll force the Gearhulk. But that's how both players shuffle up. Brennan's going to have none of that. Yes. This is a good play by Matt.
Yeah. Clears the path, doesn't have to walk. He has an Earthshaker Kenra in his hand. He doesn't want to have to attack that into a Gearhulk that he might be able to know about otherwise.
Here's Torrential Gearhulk from Brennan. He's going to go ahead and use Supreme Will. He'll cast that with the draw mode. Look at the top 4, get a card. 3 lands and an Abrade. That's pretty easy. He'll take Abrade. Still, though, good timing by Matt Tumavitch.
Please make their way to the main stage. Bill Pratt and Kevin King, please make your way to the main stage.
Brennan, I believe, hand now is Abrade and Harness Lightning. He'll need another energy source to deal with that Glorybringer.
Well, he can cast them both at it.
True.
I mean, the worry, I think, is that if Glorybringer gets hit by Haship Oasis, that's actually a lethal attack. Through a Thopter, it can exert its way through. So a swing of 6 puts Matt down to 6. Brennan likely to just double kill spell away that Glorybringer. Land and pass. And Matt draws Rekindling Phoenix.
It's not a bad draw.
No, well, there's this issue here. The Glorybringer is not lethal on its own.
It is with a friend.
Yeah, here's Earthshaker Kenra. All right, now this is lethal. This will force action from Brennan. Abrade hits Glorybringer. This is before combat. Harness Lightning finishes off Glorybringer. He'll pocket 2 energy extra. Glorybringer's down. Earthshaker Kenra can still attack. It may need to be back on blocking duty. And Matt says no thanks. He'll swing in for 2. Brennan down to 4.
Yeah, still has mana for the Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah. Okay. What can Brennan do here? He's got to be careful. That Haship Oasis matters.
Yeah, realistically, he has to leave both creatures back on blocks. Double green is available to activate the Oasis. So that
there's just no point in attacking with the Gearhulk, right?
Yeah, it's not lethal. And the Kenra is lethal with the Oasis activation.
Magma Spray away the Thopter, Oasis, the fly. Yeah, that's great. He's got it. Ash just can swing with Phoenix. Doesn't have to to use Oasis. So Matt Tumavitch hangs on, and this is surprising. I kind of felt that what he would have to do here was win before Brennan could cast his spells, but Matt actually showing some staying power. He lets Brennan cast all spells and just wins. He overpowers them.
And when Brennan gear hulked that Supreme Will, he really needed to find Vraska's Contempt, not a Braid.
Yeah, I mean, it just made the Gear Hulk just wasn't the 2-for-1 it could have been, and that struggle to survive did exactly that.
Yep.
Players are going to look at their sideboards. As they do, we'll be back with that in just a minute.
Go. Go.
All right, welcome back here. We're game number 2 between Tumavitch and Decandio about to go forward. Now, you know, we've had Grace, Durward, and Decandio on camera a lot this weekend, and one thing is that Brennan's win percentage has actually been pretty low in these matches. Durward and Grace have really been carrying the team. And looking like that formula might be happening again here. Tan and Grace takes game 1 over Joshua Taylor on the Legacy match.
Yeah.
With Grix's energy, let's look at the sideboards. I was a bit of a concern there for Brennan that once he turned the corner, it didn't seem like it was enough. And with Brennan, he's got a pretty unique sideboard as well. 3 Dreamstalker, 2 Duress, 2 Negate, and a Braid, a Direfleet Daredevil, a Fatal Push, a Glimmer of Genius. That would be his first copy. A Jace's Defeat, a Magma Spray. That'd be the 3rd Magma Spray. So a River's Rebuke and the 4th Vraska's Contempt. How do you want to approach this matchup from Brennan's side?
I think you need a lot of cheap interaction, removal spells. It's not really much in the way of non-creature things that you care about, so you can ignore all this duress, negate kind of things. But I think you want to reach for all of these things that destroy creatures. A Braid, Magma Spray, Fatal Push.
Do you want Dreamstalkers?
I don't think so. I think that's mostly for more controlling mirrors. It does have Menace, but it costs 3. And that's kind of getting to the point where Tumavitch starts applying a lot of pressure on the battlefield. I don't know if you can afford to do that.
Cards flipping over there in the Modern match. That's because Michael Derczo has just resolved a Madcap experiment. That's not too bad.
Yeah, Caleb's going to need to path that one, that Platinum Imperium.
Yeah. Now, on Matt Tumavich's side, he is ready for some control decks. Look at this. 3 Carnage Tyrants.
Yikes.
That's so much of that card.
Yeah.
2 Deathgorge Scavenger. The last 2 Struggle to Survive. 2 Chandra's Defeat. 2 Chandras. 2 Thrashing Brontodons. An Hour of Devastation. And a Sweltering Suns.
So Chandras are great. Carnage Tyrant, also great.
Yeah.
You could take or leave Deathgorge Scavenger. It does tack for a lot and kind of clear things out for Torrential Gearhulk to flash back, but that's kind of medium.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like it more than the other 3s in the deck of Thrashing Brontodon and Jade Light Ranger.
And because Brontodon's able to just it dodges red removal.
Yes.
You do like that over Deathgorge Scavenger.
Yeah, Brendan's a Magma Spray deck. So I guess maybe what I'd ask is what comes out for these additional threats in Matt's deck?
So he probably doesn't want to have too much of this Magma Spray or Braid stuff post sideboard. And
Sure.
the Struggles to Survive was fine. That one you might keep in because on its face you can do 5 damage to the Scarab God. It's a good tempo play.
Yeah, I like it as a tempo play. I think what we saw game 1, where it really turned off Brennan's Torrential Gear Hulk, is kind of the exception to the rule. I mean, Brennan only had 1 main deck Gear Hulk.
Yeah.
So it turns out making a Platinum Empyrean is good, and Michael Derczo wins game 1 with the Platinum Empyrean.
I believe that.
Yeah, when it goes unanswered, it is a very good Magic card.
Yeah, it closes pretty quickly as well.
So 7's here. Brennan will be on the play. Right now, his team down. They took 1 of the game 1s, but only 1 of the game 1s. See all 3 matches shuffling up at about the same time.
Brendan's hand, game 1, was a bit shaky.
Had a lot of Whirler Virtuoso.
Yeah, 2 red black lands. Took him a little bit to get going. No real high impact cards. There's a bunch of cheap 1-for-1 things. Really wants to get going with his early drops, set up, say, Glint Sleeve Siphoner, and that should get a little bit better in the post-sideboard games, as Tumavitch should have less removal for it.
Well, players trading tap lands to start. Looks like Glint Sleeve Siphoner for Brennan on turn 2. We'll see whether Matt kept in any of that cheap removal. And I'm just seeing green cards, so it's going to be Merfolk Branchwalker for Tumavitch. Gets him a mountain. So that's his 2-drop also draws an extra. It's a 2-1 that draws an extra card.
Yeah.
Brennan will attack up to 2 energy.
Those are the situations when you explore and draw a card with Branchwalker, it feels very good.
Well, I know you like Elvish Visionaries, and if they give an extra point of power, probably wouldn't complain about that.
No. I don't like the downgrade in creature type, but it's acceptable.
Like Elf more than Merfolk?
It's just better.
And we see Jade Light Ranger. How about more Elvish Visionary? Trigger on, Brennan will Magma Spray. Struggle to Survive. Well, at that point, I'll see if he wants to keep it or bin it. So I'll just actually keep that one on top. So Branchwalker swings in for 2. That'll get hit by Fatal Push. Brennan keeping the board clean and drawing an extra card. That feels like a control deck right there.
Keeping that struggle, good chance Tumavitch just wants something to deal with this Siphoner.
Yeah.
Also could be long-term planning against the Scarab God or a Glorybringer. That's a fine card to have.
Yeah. Well, the hard part about Scarab God is that your long-term plan has to involve pressure. If it's an empty board and you're trying to play an attrition game against Scarab God, it just keeps coming back.
Right. He has a few more creatures to dispatch here, though.
Yeah, 4th land. I guess if he gets to 5 land, it is just a clean answer for all 5 mana. 2nd Siphoner for Brennan. That means he'll be drawing an extra card every turn. And there's no deal 1 effect in Tumavitch's deck that he can cast here.
Nothing like a dual shot.
Yeah. Struggle to Survive. He'll still take care of 1 of these Siphoners and pass. Brennan, though, he'll take another card.
But don't believe Brennan has a 4th land.
He still didn't find it. He had so many extra looks.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think you're right. Going to pass there on 6 cards.
And multiple 4-mana spells in the holdings. Rekindling Phoenix, Chandra, Torch of Defiance, Vraska's Contempt.
We'll see if he has maybe a Harness Lightning, because I think Glorybringer's coming.
I can tell you for sure he has an Abrade. That one doesn't play.
There's Merfolk Branchwalker. That shows Glorybringer on top. Yeah, Matt will take that.
Yeah.
And it looks like another one. Yeah, Glorybringer still on top. He'll say go. Abrade and Fatal Push from Decandio. All right. Plenty of cheap removal. He doesn't have anywhere to go with it yet. So he draws here. Whirler Virtuoso.
That's still on a land.
No, it will set him up for a lot of Glint Sleeve Siphoner activations. He's spinning thin. He actually also has Tumavitch down to 12. The Siphoner's doing work here. And trigger on Chandra's Defeat will shoot down the Virtuoso. And Glorybringer exerts and takes care of Glint-Sleeve Siphoner. So Matt has cleared the board. Back to Brennan. He really would like that land, and he misses again. Here's Glint-Sleeve Siphoner. And another dragon from Tumavitch.
Yeah, back up Glorybringer.
Yeah.
I think this is going to put Decandio too far back.
Exerted again, take care of the Siphoner. Again, Decandio down to 10.
And draws Harness Lightning that deals with one of the Glorybringers. I suppose only one can attack this turn. So he has a shot at a redraw. He's not totally out of it yet.
So yeah, Harness Lightning will shoot down one of the dragons. And Matt's going to shuffle away the graveyards with that struggle to survive.
You put all those non-land cards in Decandio's deck.
Oh, that's how you get them? You shuffle your own Glorybringer back in so you can draw it next turn.
Exactly.
Yeah, and actually, if Brendan has a removal spell for this Glorybringer, Matt is out of threats right now.
If he draws another Harness Lightning or an untapped fourth land, he does have that covered.
In second place with also 22 points, Emma Handy.
And go back over to Brennan. Draws Harness Lightning. He just has to pass.
It's less good than the land, but it plays.
Harness Lightning shoots down the dragon. Does Matt have a follow-up? He does not. Brennan can do something. Here's Siphoner.
In fifth place,
Matt draws, looking for a threat. Is that another Branch Walker?
Some kind of green card.
19 points, Charles.
Deathgorge Scavenger. He'll eat away the Harness Lightning. Sure.
In seventh place,
He has to pass. Brennan's going to get more cards. Goes down to 9.
Land
He's going to find a
Chandra.
land at some point here. Siphoner. You think he draws
player making it to the top 8.
Oh, did he get one? I don't even know that he did.
Opponent match win percentage of 60.
Ooh, he did. I
Is it
believe
tapped?
I believe it's a Canyon Slew, though.
Oh gosh, he's going to play tapped.
I think he drew a spell he can cast this turn, though. I want to say he found a 2-mana removal spell.
Here is Siphoner. Matt's down to 10. I mean, Brandon, maybe he's just going to race with Siphoners.
It's like if Matt keeps drawing lands.
Another I feel like this is his 5th Siphoner. He just shuffled them back in and started drawing them again. Rekindling Phoenix, the pickup for Tumavitch.
It's a lot worse than drawing Glorybringer on this board.
So Hash Up Oasis requires 4 and tap, so he can't actually make Phoenix and Hash Up Oasis. Deathgorge Scavenger's gonna swing, eating the Glorybringer. That will pump. Yeah, Brennan gonna trade a gain, so he gains life. Now here's Rekindling Phoenix.
And now Brennan has Vraska's Contempt mana online.
Yeah, I think this time Brennan may be able to turn the corner. This feels a lot like the game 1. Brennan drew another Glint-Sleeve Siphoner. Okay, this is, I don't, he plays a lot of this card.
This is my Glint-Sleeve Siphoner deck. It plays turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Glint-Sleeve Siphoner.
It's like, wait, yeah, my opponent has to help me out with it, but it's really nice. I really like this card.
Please have an ID in hand.
Brennan's going to wait to see if he can maybe get the Oasis with this Contempt.
And it's going to be Vraska's Contempt. And in response, Matt Chandras defeats his own Phoenix. He needs to keep it around.
Yeah, that costs Brennan 2 life and gives the Phoenix the ability to come back.
Jade Light Ranger, double Explorer. Struggled to survive for the first Explorer. We'll see if Matt wants it. Close. He's not sure either. Conferring with his teammate Michael Derczo here.
You got to figure that Brennan's full up on stuff that costs 4 and 5.
Yeah, so a clean removal spell is pretty good, and he'll keep it on top. We go over to Brennan. Does he want to draw another card? Interesting question, actually. I think so.
Yeah, with that Siphoner and all these 4 drops, he really wants to be able to go land and 2 spell on this turn.
Well, here's the issue. If he draws an extra card, and then let's say he plays like Chandra, destroy the egg, then he loses because Matt can go land, struggle, kill the Siphoner, pump Jade Light Ranger, hit you. And that's exactly lethal if Brennan draws the extra card.
Sure. Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal.
Yeah, but Brennan has to get rid of the egg this turn. He's got Glorybringer and Chandra as options to do that.
Glorybringer Exert is not bad.
Chandra will shoot down the egg. Says go. So Brennan is planning to go to 1 here.
Yeah, I like the Chandra because this way, if he survives a turn cycle, he has access to more mana, and the mana is his biggest issue right now.
Yeah.
Just can't cast 2 spells.
If it's not lethal, I'm not sure that Matt wants to use Struggle to survive on the Siphoner. He may just attack. He's going to do it anyway. Struggle takes care of the blocker. Swings for 4. He's going to swing at Chandra then instead of at Brennan. Trying to play that attrition game, but Glorybringer is in Brennan's hand.
Yeah, it's kind of acknowledging the importance of the mana that Chandra could develop and possibly let Decandio 2 spell.
All right, and we have our first match finished. Tannen Grace, he's still looking for that first trophy here on the SCG Tour, and he's doing everything he can. Now 2-0 again, he wins the Legacy match over Joshua Taylor. Scarab God here from Brennan Decandio.
Paying respect to a possible second Chandra's defeat.
Yeah, here's Hash Up Oasis. So you can do this on Jade Light Ranger. Swing in, and if Brennan blocks, so he doesn't block, Brennan can go to 1. If he does block, that Struggle to Survive is going to shuffle away his Scarab God.
He has a good amount of gas left over. Going to 1 is pretty scary. Few haste threats are available in Tumavitch's deck.
Yeah, I think because he has the Glorybringer, and I'm in Brennan's spot, I want to block here, but it really, you hate to see Scarab God leave like that. It is one of the best reasons to play blue-black. So with Tannen's win, this means either Caleb Durward, if he or Brennan Decandio can mount a comeback, that'll send him to the finals. And he'll block. So Scarab God's gone. And Matt, Survive will be cast. He'll shuffle the graveyards back in. This means Brennan's going to draw about 3 more Glint Sleeve Siphoners.
And because he chump blocked there, he'll be able to draw cards.
All right. And Brennan has stayed at 8 here. Jade Light Ranger has actually not connected. And Matt will empty hand. Here's Merfolk Branchwalker. Explore draws him a land. Rootbound Crag.
And Glint Sleeve Siphoner number 9.
Just keep shuffling those guys back in. We like that card.
That's the lucky Glint Sleeve Siphoner.
That's what I was thinking to complain about bad beats. What you wish you'd done is like put a red dot on one of the Siphoners that you knew every time that you were actually drawing the same one.
I'm going to track this one.
This one. Oh, it's you again. He can go Siphoner, Magma Spray.
Yeah, that is a good sequence.
All right, we have our first team into the finals. The number 4 seed, the team of William Lowe, Lucas Michaels, and Jeremy Henry. They are on into the finals. They defeated the team of Strassler, and Dalloway.
Decandio declines to cast his 100th Siphoner. It goes to the Glorybringer Exert here.
Wow. Glint Sleeve Siphoner is going to be offended. Swinging for 2 puts Decandio down to 4.
It was an attack for 4 because of the resilient Kenra.
Thank you.
And now Decandio does have access to Magma Spray that can cleanly answer that.
Yeah. He has some removal. He's got Tumavitch down to 6. There we go. There they are. 2 more Siphoners. And a draw. It's Hash Up Oasis from Tumavitch. Not sure if he can get that last 4 damage across. There's just too many Glint Sleeve Siphoners.
I need to just trade with these creatures.
Well, some good news for Brennan. His teammate Caleb took game 2, so he's going to 3 over in Modern. Magma Spray takes care of the Branch Walker. They're going to 3 over in Standard. So 4 wins right now for the team of Tan and Grace, Caleb Durward, and Brennan Decandio. 1 more win, either Modern or Standard, is going to send them to the finals.
In these first 2 games here, we saw Decandio struggle with mana. If he can get a good mana base, he might be great here. Though if Tumavitch draws a Carnage Tyrant, that's a completely different game.
Yeah, I figured he does have, was it 3 Carnage Tyrants? Yeah.
That's a lot.
Brennan dodged a bit of a bullet. That game went long enough that I think Matt was odds on to hit one of them, and I don't know that Brennan would have had an answer.
Right, he would just have Glint Sleeve Siphoners.
All right, well, all matches are in sideboarding, so we're going to take a short break here, and when we come back, we'll have the conclusion of the match between Tumavitch and Decandio. Welcome back here for the final game of Brennan Decandio and Matt Tumavitch. Brennan will be back on the play. Now, Brennan actually got he'll have to be on the draw for this.
Correct.
Apologies. Both Derczo and Tumavitch will be on the play for their game 3s, but both of them need to win.
And these are 2 decks that do generally care about being on the play.
Yeah, Derczo's deck in particular, these Blood Moon style decks where they want to make Blood Moons on turn 2 really do care about the die roll.
You want to have that mana creature set up, turn 2 Blood Moon. One of the things that can go wrong on the draw is Durward could Path to Exile his own creature.
All right, turn 2 Morphook Branch Walker from Tumavitch draws him a forest. Back over to Brennan. Probably going to play a Glint Sleeve Siphoner.
It's likely.
Well, he doesn't have one. They left him for this one. Just lands. But his mana's all set up. Let's go back over to Tumavitch. Another land drawn. He'll attack for 2, send Brennan down to 18.
Yeah, Brennan used too many of his Siphoner draws in game 2.
He's out. And we'll go for another Branch Walker from Tumavitch. That's going to get hit by Harness Lightning with the trigger on Earthshaker Kenra. Very easily, Matt's going to put that one into the graveyard.
It's like drawing a card.
Yeah, that's nice. He has the lands to just cast it on curve, too.
Yeah.
Rather to eternalize it on curve. Right now, Matt's starting somewhat slowly. He's got Glorybringer into Kenra Eternalized. There's going to be some good damage coming up. You see right now, Whirler Virtuoso from Brennan sends him up to 6 energy, 2 potential blockers. Go back over to Tumavitch, draws another land. This one he could cycle. It's Sheltered Thicket.
You got to figure that's probably his long-term plan. Or a short-term plan.
I'll go ahead and cycle it immediately. Finds Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Here's a Braid on the Virtuoso, so Brennan will have to decide how many Thopters he wants right now.
Likely at least one to hold off that Branch Walker.
Yeah, maybe 2. He does have an Aether Hub in play, so 2's not free. I was just going to go for 1 Thopter. And Matt actually offers the trade. See if Brennan wants to take it.
Brennan has a couple lands and the Scarab God in hand.
Yeah, he'll offer the trade. Board cleans. Go over to Brennan's 4th turn. Vraska's Contempt, the pickup. All right. Land 4 for Brennan. He'll pass. Matt's curve out play is Glorybringer. He could also make Chandra here.
Both of them
yeah.
can be contempted. We've seen Tumavitch pay a lot of respect to potential removal spells with things like Glorybringer. So I kind of expect him to play that Chandra here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's talking to his teammate and says, hey, my opponent's got a Vraska's Contempt. Which card do I want to feed to it?
Right. Should I get in a shock?
I mean, I guess you could just play a land and cycle your Sheltered Thicket, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that Contempt's got to go somewhere.
In 4th through 6th place.
So he'll go for the Planeswalker anyway. Chandra here might just plus for mana. He's gonna plus, he'll exile. Jade Light Ranger, Brennan takes 2, goes to 16. Can play a land. Guess now he has to decide if he wants to play the basic or the tap land. The tap land will let him get to 6. Let's play the basic in case he needs to cycle Sheltered Thicket. And Brennan, Vraska's Contempt very cleanly undoes Chandra, removes the Planeswalker, and gains back the 2 damage she dealt.
Same mana cost as well.
And now we're going to see from Brennan, one of the themes of this weekend has been in these mid-range fights, the Scarab God just is better than what all the other decks do. And Brennan's going to cast one on turn 5. Struggle to Survive, picked up by Tumavitch. Hey, that is a clean answer. He will have to get rid of his own Kenra, and he's willing to do that. So it wasn't completely free for Tumavitch here.
No longer drew that card off of that Explorer.
Yeah. But Scarab God's gone, so...
And this is about the point in the game where Decandio probably starts drawing nothing but Glintsleeve Siphoners.
Oh yeah, that's what happens after we shuffle to this card.
Right. That's just a land.
That's not a Glintsleeve Siphoner. Brennan would love a Glintsleeve Siphoner.
Right. He does have a Glorybringer.
He'll do that. He'll swing it in for 4 damage. Tumavitch down to 16.
If he had more spells, you'd expect to see him to hold on to that, wait to exert.
And remember, dragons don't fight other dragons. It's the dragon code. So the Glorybringer in Matt's hand's not going to play here. Earthshaker Kenra hits in for 2. Another struggle will take care of the Glorybringer, and he'll pass back over to Decandio. Last cards in Matt Tumavich's hand are a cycling land, the Sheltered Thicket, and a Glorybringer of his own. So you go over to Brennan. Hey. Okay, I'll cycle there. I was going to say... oh yeah, it's time. It's time for Glintsleeve Siphoner. Just more of them.
It's only the first one this game though.
As a tap land says, go 1 card though in hand for Brennan. This looks like a board where Glorybringer could make a big impact. He'll cast the dragon, swing in, it exerts, it takes care of the 2/1, 6 damage in. Brennan down to 10. His last card was just another cycling land he'll draw. He's looking to find a Scarab God if he can.
Like the patience by Tumavitch there. He had Glorybringer last turn, waited until he could exert it.
That was nice. So it'll unexert this turn. Rekindling Phoenix was the cast from Brennan. He does hold up Essence Scatter in hand. And from Tumavitch, we're going to see if he can double kill spell that Phoenix. He'll start by abrading it, so it turns into an egg. Does he have the second kill spell? He doesn't, but he does have the second half of Struggle to Survive. So it shuffles away the Phoenix.
Yeah, so the way that this elemental token works is it checks on targeting a Rekindling Phoenix in your graveyard. It brings it
doesn't
back.
even have to be the same one, right?
Right, yeah, it just has to be target card, name Rekindling Phoenix. But if there's none in your graveyard, Can't bring him back.
Now Kenra swings in for 2 more. Yeah, so Brennan will just put the egg in front of it. Stays at 10.
It might be mandatory to sacrifice it even if you don't have a target.
These struggle to survive in Matt Tumavich's deck have just been overperforming this matchup.
Yeah.
They've looked very good.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed by that for sure.
6 more. Brennan drops to 4 damage, 4 life. Gonna play the Sheltered Thicket for Tumavitch. Does Brennan have any more plays? He does not. He extends the hand. Matt Tumavitch does his part, wins 2-1, which means it's going to come down to the modern match. It's Michael Derczo versus Caleb Durward. Winner of this one wins it for his team and sends them to the finals.
We'll check in on a modern and find out how many blood moons are on the battlefield, or how many mountains.
Yeah, this was not the matchup we expect in the semis. Madcap Moon versus Bant Spirits. But it is going to be the one we have.
Yeah, green and red, the only colors featured on this team. Green, red, and modern, green, red, and standard. No colors in legacy.
No blue cards.
Hard mode. Though Tumavitch made that look kind of easy.
They just don't like Esper. Like over here we see Madcap Experiment being cast by Derczo. It's 11 and 20 are life totals. And Spellqueller is going to hit the Madcap Experiment. So I know Derczo's brought a lot of lands and an Arbor Elf, but Caleb doesn't have too many cards of his own. Looks like just 2 or 3.
Yeah. Derczo doesn't have any Blood Moon.
Anger of the Gods. Michael would really like that Madcap Experiment. Caleb would really like him not to have it. He'll negate Anger of the Gods.
And with Draw Skull Captain Spellqueller, that's going to be 5 points flying.
Well, yeah, and also Anger of the Gods is one of the few ways Michael can even answer this. You can't target Spellqueller, it has hexproof.
Derczo's deck not built to do that in the first place, though.
Right.
No Lightning Bolt. He's on things like Anger and Bonfire of the Damned.
Arbor Elf, Derczo out of cards, says go. If he can find a Bonfire of the Damned,
that would be a miracle.
It's lethal.
Yeah.
Right. It's 8. He has 9 mana.
That'll do. Needs to find it, though.
Well, you have to not find it, you just have to miracle it. Getting in your hand's not good enough.
You just
all
have,
about the top deck.
You just have to believe.
Here's a swing. It's first 5. Michael down to 13. He needs a miracle to send his team to the finals. Can he do it? No.
That's not the miracle face.
I don't think so.
I've
Not
seen
yet.
players draw miracles before. This isn't what they do. This is not close to what they do.
He'll attack for 1. Yeah, Caleb's actually going to trade Selfless Spirit with Arb.
He's going to block with his 3-2.
Block with his 3-2. And here is Platinum Empyrean Hardcast. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Who needed Madcap Experiment anyway?
Well, hopefully Caleb still has some Path to Exiles in his deck.
All right. Caleb.
Ooh.
Oh no, Kasali Pride Mage.
Well, that's easy.
Oh, that's so rude. Platinum Empyrean's gone. Caleb's back to attacking. 8 damage in. Michael's down to 5. You know, him losing that Arbor Elf, if he miracles the Bonfire here, it's going to be really sad.
Well, good news, he didn't.
Okay. And he says go. And Caleb, the swing, will it bring him to the finals? And it will. Caleb Durward covers here. He gets the 3rd match. And it's Tannen Grace, Caleb Durward, and Brennan Decandio going on to the finals.
Unbeatable Bant Spirits.
Caleb has come through in some big moments here. We've seen this before. We saw a couple times on camera Caleb losing, where his teammates were able to carry him. This time Brennan, his teammates were able to help him out there. But what do you got to say about Tannen Grace? He has won every time we've had him this weekend. He wants that trophy.
Oh, yeah. So far, yet to lose a game in the elimination rounds. Sweeping colorless Eldrazi.
Hungry for it. One more match to go for the team of Grace, Durward, and Decandio. Their opponents are going to be the team of Jeremy Henry, William Lowe, and Lucas Michaels.
And I will say I really liked Matt Tumavich's take on green-red here. That's got to be the most impressive deck that I think popped up for the tournament this weekend. The Grixis Energy, over the week, it's a deck that was kind of an established quantity. We've seen it perform very well, but this is the first deck that I saw kind of built for this weekend that looked very impressive.
Right.
Struggle to Survive, that really performed very well.
Yeah, regardless, Struggle to Survive seems like that's a card I want to cast more of.
Yes. Yeah, that's that clean answer to the Scarab God, the ability to just answer a Glory Bring, things like that. That's all great.
All right, so we're going to go to short break here. When we come back, it's going to be the finals of the Philadelphia Open. Tan and Grace hoping to get that first trophy. We'll be back and see you.
Go.